6:55 right now. Turning to a wrap of your top stories of the day. We are following breaking news out of Monroe. Big news. Your favorite restaurants and coffee shops may be closed this morning because of an E. coli there in the water. City officials found it during routine testing. State law requires Union County Public Health to temporarily shut down any business using city water until it's safe again. The city has issued a boil water advisory for everyone this morning, but officials hope to lift it by midday. Until then, do not drink the water unless it has been boiled.
Good Thursday morning. The federal and local officials teaming up on an initiative saying that if you buy a handgun for somebody else, you could spend time behind bars. It's the month-long campaign at educating folks against stopping with so-called straw purchases. So what are straw purchases? Cases where someone buys a firearm for another person who can't legally own one. By the way, that's a federal felony and can mean up to 15 years in prison and a $250,000 fine.
The rain in the Charlotte area has definitely caused problems on the roads this morning. Just be aware and give yourself plenty of time no matter where you have to go. You can see a lot of red from backups on I-77 and I-45, I-85 as well. So just give yourself plenty of time this morning.
A reminder, the news doesn't end here. Coming up at 7 o'clock on WCNC Plus, the latest on that boil water advisory in Monroe, plus the latest issues out on the roads as troopers try to keep 45 safe. We'll see you in just a few minutes on WCNC Plus. Live pictures right now over I-77 South this morning. Just a heads up as you head out the door. This again is what you face. Wet roads out there. It is messy like it has been now almost all week.
I mean, we saw a little bit of sunshine yesterday, but the overall theme for this week is
the morning commutes have been
kind of gloomy,
no
gray,
good, very
rainy.
bad. That's right. Either way, thanks for joining us here live at 7 a.m. on WCNC Plus. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Lisa Washington. The meteorologist Majestic Storm is going to have a check of our weather impact forecast in just a moment. But first, though, we want to start with Destiny Richards because she is tracking the impact of this wet, rainy condition on our morning commute. Destiny.
Yeah, Charlotte has been dealing with this rain all morning as it has moved from the southwest into the Charlotte area, I should say. I'll leave all of that description up to Majestic, but we have a lot of issues this morning, especially in Uptown. We've had a couple of crashes that have resolved themselves, and then some new ones came up to replace it. So you really just want to take your time this morning because it's kind of been a little hard to keep up with. This is I-77 southbound near Uptown at the exit 9 as you're merging from I-277 onto southbound I-77. This is our look at widespread rain across the area, and you can see some of those backups right now. We usually have backups on I-77 coming out of Uptown as well as going north from South Carolina and South Charlotte and then on I-85 northbound, but some of these are because of crashes. So if we go a little bit closer here, we can see some of the major ones. I-77 south at West Boulevard, exit 9A, that's a big issue right now. We also have on the other side of Uptown, the right lane is blocked at I-277 at NC16. And then this is another big one right now on I-45 outer loop at Wilkinson Boulevard. Now we'll go to Majestic, who has an idea of what this rain is doing right now.
All right, good Thursday morning, everyone. It is another gloomy start to the day for many of us with cloudy skies. Scattered showers, isolated downpours are still ongoing. And as we're heading into mid-morning, early afternoon, a lot of it will taper off. But this afternoon, it is going to get hot and muggy. Temperatures rising into the upper 80s, low 90s, and we cannot rule out some active weather, very spotty in nature, developing this afternoon as well. And then tomorrow we're heading into our Friday. It's going to feel even hotter with mid to upper 90s, low 100 degree, not air temperatures. That'll be our heat index, what it will actually feel like, the combination of our air temperature and the humidity. And then this weekend, finally saying goodbye to gray skies and hello to a little sunshine. Current temperatures right now, if you're heading out the door, mainly into the 60s and 70s, 71 degrees in Hickory. Good morning to you. It is 73 here in Charlotte. Here's that satellite and radar. Those storms overnight, they were loud. They produced a lot of rain, lots of lightning as well. The worst of it is really out of here, but at this point you can still see we do have rainy conditions, mainly still south of I-85 for the most part. As we want to zoom it on in now to the Charlotte metro area, though, you can see all around the 485 loop, we do have ongoing rain showers. Light to moderate rain, still cannot rule out some heavier rain showers as we're heading through the next couple of hours. Notice though, by 9 o'clock, our rain chances really drop, spotty chances throughout really the rest of our morning, early afternoon. And then notice how they start to jump back up between 1 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when we could see those tricky afternoon thunderstorms, because before then, I think we will get a little sunshine. Here's 3 o'clock in the afternoon as we're picking up those kids after school, whatever it may be. It's going to be actually not too bad. Most of us will see a nice mix of sun and clouds, but that heat and humidity will provide the storms the opportunity to actually form. And if they do, again, be ready for those heavy downpours. Waking up tomorrow morning, here's our Friday, a little sunshine to start out the new day and to start out the weekend. That'll be nice, but then scattered showers and a few pop-up thunderstorms not out of the question to return as we're heading into the later half of the day on Friday. Have you noticed how muggy it's been? That humidity, it is not going anywhere. Dew points into the 70s. That means it is very, very sticky. Not only does it feel sticky out there, but it's going to make our actual air temperatures feel hotter than they already will be. Plan for a high of 90 degrees today in Charlotte. And notice for that bus stop forecast, a bit active for some of us this morning with a few more raindrops coming down, but sunny skies returning as we head towards the later half of the day, still mixed in with some cloud coverage. It's going to feel hot though. I'm talking about by this afternoon, early evening, 4 or 5 o'clock. It's going to feel around 94, 95 degrees in Charlotte. And then by tomorrow, it gets even hotter because of that humidity with upper 90-degree heat indices. We'll have a full breakdown of that 7-day forecast all coming up here in just a few minutes. Ben, over to you.
All right, Majestic, thanks. 7:05 right now on WCNC Plus, and we continue to follow breaking news in Monroe, where your favorite restaurants or coffee shops may be closed this morning, all because of E. coli found in the water. City officials discovered it during routine testing. Now, state law requires the public health department there temporarily shut down any business that uses city water until it's safe again. The city issued that boil water advisory for everyone this morning, but officials hope to lift it by midday. Until then, do not drink the water unless it has been boiled. Right now, federal agents rolling out a new campaign warning folks to not buy guns from somebody who can't legally buy them themselves.
What may seem like a quick favor could land you more than a decade behind bars. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane joins us live this morning explaining that message from federal officials and what's at stake for those who break the law. Richard.
Yeah, good morning to you, Lisa. Good morning, Ben. Good Thursday morning, everyone watching us on the Plus. We can tell you basically, if someone is asking you to buy a weapon, most times they are not legally eligible to own one, and you doing so can wind you behind bars. Now, as we take a look at video, this is all part of this program that federal officials have launched. They're working with local law enforcement as well to crack down on illegal gun purchases, especially those purchased for others. The Charlotte Field Division of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the West District of North Carolina, as well as the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, working together, launching a month-long program, education campaign aimed at stopping so-called straw purchases. So what are straw purchases? These are cases where someone buys a firearm for another person who can't legally own one. That's a federal felony, and it can mean you can get up to 15 years in jail and up $250,000 fine. It's called the Don't Lie for the Other Guy campaign. It's now in its 25th year, and it'll target the Charlotte area with billboards and posters and even radio spots and online ads warning residents about the serious penalties of such a crime. Officials say the effort is designed to raise awareness among potential offenders and prevent guns from ending up in the wrong hands. Also, gun shop owners are learning training techniques to let them know when someone may be trying to buy a gun for someone who shouldn't have one.
Not a week goes by where we don't have someone suspicious buying a firearm. Well, we have meetings with the staff and do some scenarios, but you can tell it's the cell phone, don't know exactly what gun to buy, inappropriate gun, lack of information, who's in the car with them. I mean, it doesn't take long. There's probably 20 or 30 little signals that you can pick up on.
Yeah, Larry Hyatt, very knowledgeable. His staff is very knowledgeable as well, and they'll refuse those cases of people trying to buy guns for somebody else. Now, we want to tell you that basically the organization, the Statistics Bureau, Crime Statistics Bureau, I should say, says that 40% of all illegal gun purchases or guns that wind up in the hands of criminals are these type of straw purchases. Something they say we need to stop. We're right here near Uptown. Richard Devane, we'll send it back to you.
40%, that's a huge number.
A huge number. And you can see how their buddy asked them and they think nothing about it.
Sure.
But
consequence.
That's right. All right, Richard, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richard. Well, you keep it right here. We're coming back in just 2 minutes with more on WCNC Plus.
7:11 right now on WCNC Plus, and we've got some live pictures of a breaking situation happening right now in South Charlotte. This is in Myers Park, really in the heart of Myers Park. A tree down, as you can see there. This is on Windover Road, and if you know this area, you know a lot of folks use Windover and then Providence, or Providence and Windover, to go from South Charlotte up towards Uptown, up towards Elizabeth, up towards Chantilly, those areas. So as you see now, nobody getting through right now. So gonna have to find some alternate routes. And lucky for us, we have Destiny Richards standing by with just those routes, along with other problems out there.
Problems this morning, so you definitely want to be aware. This morning we do have a couple of accidents, but that crash that fallen tree that has the road blocked here, this has been here since before 4 a.m. So this is going to be a huge issue, huge tree to clean up. Some detours you could take is Sharon Road as well as Randolph to go north or south or whatever you have to do in the Myers Park, South Park area. So just be aware of that. Now going to the wider picture, this is what we're seeing this morning. A lot of traffic on I-77 southbound and northbound. A lot of incidents on I-45 this morning, West Charlotte area, as well as in Uptown. So we're going to focus on those for some of the major accidents right now, but there's really a lot going on. I-77 south at West Boulevard, exit 9A. A lot of issues going in and out at or getting in and out of Uptown this morning. You can see all of that orange indicating backups. And then we also have the right lane blocked on John Belk Freeway inner loop at NC 16. Also some slowdowns on Independence as well, but right now not seeing an active crash in that area. I-45 outer loop at Wilkinson Boulevard is also an issue this morning. This is where we had a crash happening and then it cleared, and now we have another crash that has popped up in the same area. So with all this widespread rain, with all of this flooding and ponding going on, it's just a mess out there. So give yourself plenty of time. Majestic's going to talk a little bit more about what this rain is going to do next.
All right, good morning, everyone. If you are heading out the door this morning, we're mainly into the 70s this morning, but by the afternoon, it is going to get hot with a return of upper 80s and low 90s. 73 degrees in Charlotte right now. If you're waking up with us out towards the mountains, it's 67 right now in Boone. Let's get to that rain, because here's the deal. We have a lot of ponding out across those area roadways. We've also seen some localized flooding because of these very heavy downpours. We've been seeing them since 4:30 this morning, and we're still not completely done with it. A lot of that rain still lingering mainly south of I-85, but we do have some moderate rain east of Charlotte. Now it's really east of Monroe, passing through areas like Wadesboro, Ansonville, heading towards areas like Rockingham. So keep this in mind, because at times the rain is going to randomly pick up its intensity. Across the Charlotte metro area, right around I-485, the entire loop, most of us at least getting a little rainfall out there at this point, but it will gradually taper off. At least we're not getting hit with significant rain like we were earlier this morning. You can see our rain chances over the next 12 hours really start to drop down after 8 o'clock this morning, and then I think we'll get a little sunshine, gradually clearing skies. I'm not talking about perfectly blue skies and sunshine, but we'll take the sunshine while we have it. Notice into the afternoon we will have another opportunity for a few more storms to start to pop up. So keep this in mind if you do have any plans. And then as we're heading into tomorrow for our Friday, we'll start out the day, it looks like, with some sunshine, and then kind of a rinse and repeat, hot, humid with those scattered rain showers and isolated thunderstorms. Ben.
All right, Majestic, thanks. This morning, crews working to clean up a wastewater spill reaching Lake Wiley. The overflow happened from a damaged pipe near Corridale Road. An estimated 400 gallons reached the lake. Now, officials using this incident to remind everybody there to be careful what you place down your sink or your toilet, because it could cause overflows. New this morning, a man accused of attacking a person with brass knuckles and a machete is facing multiple charges. CMPD says it all started last Saturday with a fight at a bar on Brevard Street. Officers say Matthew King initially left the bar but returned wielding a machete. He tried to attack a man but was quickly taken down by bystanders. 2 people injured, 1 requiring surgery, both expected to be okay. He's now facing a number of charges, including attempted murder.
This morning, many people in NoDa speaking out about the neighborhood's growth, crime, and traffic. Folks say more cars means more close calls, more congestion, and more frustration over parking. Others are voicing their concerns over public safety, especially when they're walking alone. Neighborhood leaders are looking to make some changes.
I think the biggest safety issue is kind of the parking lots, more so than walking, just more security on that. We have gates, but a lot of times they're broken and then, people can wander in.
And at nighttime, it does get a little rowdy now. So make sure you just don't stare people in the eyes. Just walk and mind your business.
In response, the Public Safety Committee in NoDa is launching a neighborhood safety survey, a way to help identify the most dangerous spots and give the folks there a chance to be heard. Well, check this out. An armored truck robbery caught on camera. Now, this is near Philadelphia. You can see that Brinks security driver walk into the building with a bag of money. Two masked gunmen follow behind him. They rob him and run out a few seconds later. This happened at a shopping center. It was around 10:30 in the morning. Police say those robbers were in and out in less than a minute. Authorities did find the getaway car. They say the thieves got away with between $700,000 and $800,000.
Wow. 7:17 right now on WCNC Plus. Keep it right here. We're back in 2 minutes.
This morning, if you are headed out in this rain, there are some residual issues because of it, like this tree that's been down since before 4 o'clock this morning. This is in the Myers Park area on Providence Road near Wendover Road. This is a huge issue, not just because of the rain this morning, but all the rain we have been getting. It's making the ground very soft, and you can get incidents like this. I know I've driven past a couple of downed trees and limbs over the past couple of weeks. So looking at the map, you can see exactly where this is at. Right now we have this blocked South Wendover Road at Providence Road, as you just saw. The best way to get around this, I would say, is to take any other roads in the area that will get you north or south wherever you're going, whether that's Sharon Road or Randolph. If you're in this area, it shouldn't be too much of an issue to navigate around it, and there are probably emergency crews that will help you out with that. Going into some of the crashes this morning, it's been kind of a mess across the uptown area, Southwest Charlotte, West Charlotte. That's where that rain was first moving in early this morning. We do have another lane blockage on Kings Drive at East Boulevard. This is also just south of Uptown. What that lane blockage is, we do not know right now. It could be another downed tree situation, but most likely caused because of this rain. We do have this crash here in Central Avenue West at East 10th Street. The left lane is blocked. We know that's where the incident is. Right now, we're not seeing any direct impacts at the intersection, but there are some backups in the area, say Independence Boulevard, a lot of main thoroughfares just near that area. Also in the uptown area, I-77 south at West Boulevard, that's exit 9A. A lot of issues going in and out of uptown on I-77 this morning. We'll continue to track some of these issues that are caused by the widespread rain this morning, but here's Majestic with a look at our forecast.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. Let's get to it. Satellite and radar, we had some heavy downpours earlier this morning, even some strong thunderstorms. Right now, we're not completely done with it, but the worst of it is definitely off to the east of us. You can see it right here, shaded in yellow. That's where the rain's going to be kind of coming down a little bit more intensely, that moderate level from Wadesboro, Ansonville, Albemarle. Good morning to you, and it's tracking northeast right along I-73. So if you are in Rockingham and you are heading north this morning, make sure you're just slowing it down. We do have quite a bit of ponding across those roads. Here in Charlotte, you can see all of that green indicating that most of us, we currently have at least some rain falling. We're not completely out of it, and it seems like really the next hour or so, it's just going to be light rain showers for us across Charlotte. Notice by 9 o'clock, those rain chances really drop, but into the afternoon, we'll have another opportunity for some showers and thunderstorms to pop up. And a big reason for that is because we will have more sunshine today, higher temperatures, higher humidity. It's been incredibly muggy over the last few days, dew points into the 70s. That provides fuel for these thunderstorms to take off into the afternoon hours. Highs today mainly into the upper 80s, low 90s, but because of the high humidity, it's going to feel around 94 degrees this afternoon, back into the upper 90s and even low 100s by tomorrow. Let's take a look at the tropics. We still have Tropical Storm Erin. This is a 5 a.m. advisory. We'll have another advisory coming out at 11 a.m. this morning. Still moving west at 17 miles an hour. Winds right now 50 miles an hour. Heading west though, and this is expected to turn into our first hurricane of the season by tomorrow, making some impacts out towards the Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and then a lot of our spaghetti plots are showing that this will go west and then it actually turns into a Cat 3 hurricane, still forecasted to by the end of the weekend and into early next week, and then it starts to curve more northeast. That would be best case scenario, not making landfall when it comes to the United States. Of course, we will hope for that, but I do want you to be mindful that next week up and down the coastline of the East Coast, really, we're going to see dangerous rip currents because of that storm. We'll keep a close eye on it. Still several days away, so there's still some uncertainty with it. There's that 7-day forecast. Locally back home, not a bad looking one. Still some scattered rain showers, not the most beautiful start to the day now, but sunny skies by this afternoon. This weekend, make some outdoor plans. If you're heading out to the Charlotte FC game on Saturday, small chance for a pop-up shower or storm. Otherwise, it'll be all about the heat and humidity.
Hi, this is Larry Sprinkle. Time for On This Day in History. We go back to the year 1935. On this day, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed into law the Social Security Bill, August 14th, 1935. As of now, almost 548 million numbers have been issued. So the big question, do you know your number? And the other question really is, do you know where your Social Security card is? That's On This Day in History. I'm Larry Sprinkle.
All right, Larry, thanks so much. Well, as we head to break this month, we're helping to clear the shelters by getting pets adopted. Our big event is going to be on Saturday, August 23rd at Charlotte Mecklenburg Animal Care and Control. You can scan that QR code to get more information. You can also text the word pets to 704-329-3600 to find adoption locations or to donate money.
Live pictures right now over Wendover there in Myers Park, a tree down in the middle of the road. This is near Providence. So make sure you have an alternate route as you head into work this morning or maybe anywhere else. More news, weather, and traffic right here on WCNC Plus next.
morning. We have a lot of issues on the roads because of all this wet weather. Good morning. It is 7:26. Fallen tree right now on South Wendover Road at Providence Road. This is in Myers Park area, so really be aware this morning that you may encounter some debris from the early morning rain. A big issue. So if we go to the map, we can see exactly where this is. You may want to take Sharon Road or Randolph Road as your detour. That's these roads right here. As you can see from all this blue, we've got a lot of ponding going on, so it's really kind of a mess out there. Give yourself plenty of time to where you need to go. Majestic, of course, has an idea of what our forecast looks like today.
Good morning, everyone. Waking up on this Thursday. Wow, those storms overnight across Charlotte and really surrounding areas, they were loud, they were powerful, and they did create some localized flooding. Now, the worst of it, I think it is done, tapering off to the east of us, but we do still have some active weather still, mainly south of I-85. That's where we do have some heavier rain falling out towards Wadesboro, Ansonville, right along I-73. If you're in Rockingham, good morning. If you're heading north, make sure you take it easy. Ponding is going to be the scenario that we're waking up to across those area roads. Across Charlotte, still seeing light to moderate rain. Notice how those rain chances will start to drop by about 10 o'clock this morning. A pop-up shower or thunderstorm by the afternoon is not out of the question, but it is going to be hot with 90s returning today.
Streaming live right now at 7:30 here on WCNC Plus, and we continue to follow this breaking news. A tree down in the middle of the road. This is on Wendover Road near Providence. Usually this time of morning, quite a busy area as our photographer there, Mason, pushes into the situation there. Fell sometime overnight. Authorities have not been able to get it up, but as you probably know, this is a well-traveled road in the morning, so it is causing some problems for folks there in Myers Park and South Park, folks trying to get up to Uptown from South Charlotte. So heads up there. Destiny, she is standing by. She has got a latest check of your morning commute, and Majestic has a look at your forecast coming up in just about 2 minutes. First, though, we should say, as the Clover School District prepares to open 3 new schools this year, some families are sharing some mixed opinions after learning how school reassignments could impact them. WCNC Charlotte's Siobhan Riley explains what this means for students.
This construction marks the introduction of 3 new campuses designed to address overcrowding in Clover School District. The changes are forcing the district to begin the student reassignment process. That could impact Amber Pritt's 3 sons who attend school in the district.
My son that is a freshman this year, he is already going to Clover High School. And so to kind of reroute him and have him kind of get acclimated to a whole new school and separated from friends, I mean, that can be a lot.
The new schools include Lake Wiley High School, Roosevelt Middle School, and Liberty Hill Elementary. Stephanie Knott is the public information officer for the district and says new campuses are needed to accommodate student growth.
This has been a one high school community for its entirety. And so opening a second high school is a really big deal.
Right now, Clover High School has nearly 3,000 students. 250 to 300 students enroll in the district annually.
What do you say to parents and their children who are not going to be happy with this plan?
The message that I always try to remind parents is that the attitude that they display throughout the process is going to be felt and heard by their children.
Meanwhile, Pritt does see some positives.
The positives are that it would create a lot more sports teams for my children that are old enough. That doubles the amount of kids that can play sports immediately.
On Monday, August 25th, school board members will meet here at the district office where they will receive their first proposed draft of the attendance lines. And in September, there are 3 community meetings scheduled. In Clover, Siobhan Riley, WCNC Charlotte.
All right, 7:32, turning back to your morning commute with Destiny.
Yeah, this morning you might see scenes like this in the Charlotte area. Again, Wendover Road at Providence Road. Right now, a fallen tree is in the area, and it's been there since before 4 o'clock this morning. So a big cleanup on the way here because of this. And we've just been getting so much rain over the past couple of weeks. So no surprise there that we have a fallen tree. And other lane blockages could be out there too. South Wendover Road backed up to about Vernon Drive. So you want to take Sharon Road if you're going north or south. Also Randolph Road. Thankfully, there's not any huge backups with these detours either. So I am sure you will find a way around it. An accident right now just outside of the Uptown area to the east, left lane blocked at Central Avenue West at East 10th Street, Louise Ave. Right now, not seeing a huge backup in this intersection, but we still have a lane blocked. So that is definitely not great. This isn't great either. We've had a lot of issues on I-77 going in and out of Uptown this morning. This is south at West Boulevard, exit 9A. Right now, traffic is backed up to Trade Street. So this is about a 2-mile backup. It's been growing a little bit also. Trade Street is right here, and it's going beyond that even further north. So definitely not great. A disabled vehicle is having the left lane blocked on Albemarle Road, west at North Sharon Amity Road. This is new this morning. So with all this ponding and rain, definitely not a great situation. So give yourself plenty of time. Here's Majestic Storm with the forecast.
Good morning, everyone. Let's get to it. If you're heading out the door this morning, it is 7:34 right now. Temperatures are mainly into the 70s. It is very muggy outside and rain is still coming down. We currently have mainly overcast skies. Satellite and radar across the Carolinas. Big picture perspective still. Tons of cloud coverage, and we're still seeing that ongoing rain that's continuing to track north and east. Switching it over to Doppler radar, you can still see the heaviest pockets mainly south of I-85 and east of Charlotte at this point. That takes you out towards Wadesboro, out towards Ansonville, Highway 73. If you're in Rockingham and you're heading north, make sure you're mindful that that's where heavier rain currently is falling, and we do have ponding out on those roads still. As we bring it back to Charlotte, you can still see rain is coming down. It is pretty light for most areas east of I-77, or actually west of I-77. But notice once you head towards Berryville and Mount Holly, Gastonia, right along I-85, which is oftentimes very busy at this time of the day as well, we do have some heavier pockets currently falling. And then good morning to everyone waking up there in York County from Rock Hill to Fort Mill. Boy, you had your fair share of some overnight storms. Right now, the rain is definitely letting up, but there are those pockets that I'm talking about from Kings Mountain to Gastonia, Lowell, out towards Belmont. Watch for that for your morning commute. Otherwise, up towards the mountains, Boone, good morning to you. It is overcast, little bit of mist or drizzle, not out of the question, but really, as we head towards the next couple of hours, you'll notice that our rain chances, they will start to drop. I think we'll have some lingering rain, though, for another hour or so, and then by mid-morning, there's 10 o'clock continuing to get lower and lower, and then this afternoon, I'd say between about 1 o'clock and 4 p.m., that's where we could have some more afternoon pop-up showers and thunderstorms. They're going to be sneaky, though, because I do think we get some sunshine, but sunshine, heat, and humidity, that all really provides the perfect ingredients for storms to form. It is very muggy outside this morning. You'll notice it. If you're somebody who likes to wake up, you like to go for your morning time walk or run, that humidity is very noticeable for everyone, and it's not going anywhere. Not only does it make it feel sticky outside, but it makes these temperatures by the afternoon actually feel hotter than they already will be. Daytime highs today back into the 80s and 90s, and that's going to be the scenario for us as we're heading into tomorrow as well. Friday, a high of 91 degrees, small drop in temperatures on Saturday, and then we'll hit those 90s to wrap up the weekend and head into early next week. But the combination of heat and humidity by 5 o'clock tonight, right around dinner time or so, you're going to be heading out the door if you have someplace to be, and it feels like it's 94 degrees in Charlotte. And then tomorrow it feels even hotter with a return of upper 90-degree heat indices. Remember, that's just what it feels like. That's not the actual temperature. But nonetheless, that heat and humidity is returning. You can see it here in my 7-day forecast. Still scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms over the next couple of days. And then this weekend, not bad. Hopefully you can get outside. You want to go to the golf course, you want to take the kids to the pool, I say absolutely do it. We just have some small rain chances that we'll keep a close eye out for you.
Live now at 7:37 here on WCNC Plus. And let's go to live pictures right now. Over 45. Now, it has been a messy morning out there on the interstate. Right now, it looks like smooth sailing, but it's been wet out there, and we've seen a number of issues. Later this morning, State Highway Patrol kicking off a new effort called the Interstate 45 Alive campaign to crack down on dangerous driving. It comes just 3 weeks after a deadly crash that killed 6 people on 45. WCNC Charlotte's Bria Smith joins us now live in the studio with more on this effort. Bria.
That's right, Ben. Well, the 90-day campaign aims to create positive change in the behavior of drivers on the interstate and ultimately reduce deadly accidents. On July 26, 2 cars were found trapped under a tractor trailer on Walker's Ferry Road. It's when law enforcement say a family, including 3 young children and 2 adults, died at the scene. 16-year-old Logan Paul Sawyer was driving a Honda CR-V when he veered into the Chrysler van carrying the family. Sawyer was also killed. Only 1 person involved in the accident survived the crash. The tragic event spiked a federal investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board. It's why the traffic enforcement effort will include increased trooper presence on I-485, coordinated enforcement projects with CMPD and the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office, plus more.
They was good kids. I mean, real good kids. And like I say, I'm going to miss them real bad.
Now, the campaign kickoff is expected to be held at 10 a.m. at the Mecklenburg County State Highway Patrol office. Ben?
Thousands of people take it every single day. It's got to be safer. All right, Bria, thank you for that. Appreciate it. 7:39 now. Charlotte Pride is this weekend in Uptown, and you can expect it's going to impact how you get around. The festival starts tomorrow at 9:30 a.m., goes till Sunday. CATS is adjusting the Gold Line and adding a bus bridge during the parade on Saturday between the Transportation Center and French Street near Johnson C. Smith. A bunch of bus stops will also be missed along Tryon and Graham. So CATS trying to make sure you know what's happening. So they say download their app for the latest detours and travel information. All right, keep it right here. We're back in 2 minutes on WCNC Plus.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to WCNC Plus. We have a lot of issues out there, which is why we're traffic impact alert. This is one of them in the Myers Park neighborhood, a tree that's been down since before 4 o'clock this morning. You definitely want to be aware of this. This is at South Wendover Road at NC 16, which is Providence Road. Traffic backed up to Vernon Drive right now. So this is definitely a big cleanup job that's going to happen. The map is finally showing that blockage. So this purple is indicating the blockage, and then we have the slowdown right here, but these people are going to have to turn around. So if you want to avoid this altogether, definitely consider taking Sharon Road up north, definitely consider Randolph on the other side. There are ways to get around it, but unfortunately there are some backups being caused just from people navigating the area, running into this and trying to detour. So just give yourself plenty of time if you're in the Myers Park, South Charlotte area. Going into some other incidents this morning, we have a huge backup on I-77 southbound. It's been going on for a while now. Exit 9A, that's at West Boulevard, backed up probably beyond Trade Street at this point. I need to update that. The backup has grown quite a bit. And so this is definitely going to be an issue if you're leaving the uptown area or navigating past it. Right now, we do have a disabled vehicle that has the left lane block on Albemarle Road at North Sharon Amity Road. We also have some backups on Independence Boulevard right now. I believe we do have a crash there, not as serious, but still causing a lot of issues. And then I-485 in West Charlotte. This has been a problem spot this morning as well. All of that rain really came down hard early this morning in West and Southwest Charlotte. I-45 outer at Wilkinson Boulevard. So the shoulder is blocked here. That's a good sign. It was the left lane blocked a little bit earlier, but it's definitely just been a mess this morning. You want to take your time looking out widely across the Charlotte area. You can see that most of that ponding now is headed over to Mint Hill and Matthews. We're seeing some slowdowns on I-485 out that way. So we'll continue to track all of this for you as you head out. Here's Majestic now with a look at our forecast today.
Let's get a look at what you need to know as you're heading out the door today. Still watching for those scattered showers, isolated downpours. And then this afternoon, we will have some gradual clearing, but boy, it's going to be hot with temperatures rising back into the upper 80s, low 90s. That heat and humidity is really getting cranked up over the next few days. Especially by tomorrow, it's going to feel like we're back into the upper 90s, low 100s. And this weekend, make those outdoor pool plans. If you're heading out to the lake, it'd be a great lake weekend. Temperatures right now mainly into the 60s and 70s, and we did have those thunderstorms overnight, heavy downpours. I know many of you were woken up by that. Here's what's going on right now. You can still see some active weather that's just kind of scattered in nature. I'm not seeing anything quite as intense as to what we saw earlier. Continuing to flow to the north and to the east, and right around Charlotte, still some light scattered rain showers currently falling. We'll have more in your forecast coming up here shortly.
All right, Majestic, thanks. Maybe you've heard of the carnivore diet, where you eat almost exclusively animal products. Well, now some parents are raising their kids on it. Emily Akeda talked to doctors about the trend and what parents need to know.
For many babies and toddlers, that first taste of beef can provide some comic relief. But for others, it's a new way of life, as more parents bring the so-called carnivore diet to their kids, snacking on bone broth popsicles, teething on deer jerky, chowing down on a beef bar.
You cut it in long, thick slices.
Nutrition influencers Nisha Salisbury and husband Dr. Ken Berry feed their children 90% animal-sourced products with some fruit after finding their own success on the diet.
The mental clarity, the energy, that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously I want that for myself, and why wouldn't I want that for my kids too?
But some pediatricians are raising serious concerns about what's not in meat-heavy lifestyles.
Unprocessed meat and eggs are actually great sources of nutrients that young children need, including iron, zinc, and B12. But it's not the only nutrients that kids need. The two things that I'm really concerned about are vitamin C and fiber.
The American Academy of Pediatrics emphasizes variety, and within a few months of starting solid foods, letting your baby have everything from milk to cereal, vegetables, fruits, eggs, fish, and meat.
Are you concerned that such restrictions may decrease their palate or interest in other kinds of foods throughout their life?
I hope so. I hope it decreases their consumption of things that aren't truly good for their bodies.
As the latest diet trend is feeding new questions and concerns. Emily Ikeda, NBC News.
Here's a question. Have you ever stayed up a little later just to get a little bit more me time? Well, researchers now calling it revenge bedtime procrastination. It's when folks avoid sleep to reclaim their personal time, even knowing it's going to hurt their rest, hurt them in the long run, whether it's hobbies, social media, or just other leisure activities they're wanting to take part in. The habit often comes from feeling little control over daytime schedules filled with different obligations. Certainly guilty of it on Sunday nights. All right, 7:47 right now. We're back in 2 minutes right here on WCNC Plus. $7:49 right now on WCNC Plus. Kids starting to head back to school. Pumpkin spice lattes not too far behind, and football preseason is on TV, meaning fall is nearly here, and so are fall allergies. WCNC Charlotte's Megan Brad looks at the everyday impact of starting certain medications early so you can get ahead of your autumn sniffles.
According to the American College of Asthma and Immunology, fall allergies can start in late August or early September and last until November. So how can you get a head start on allergy season?
As kids head back to school, be sure to pack those tissues.
I typically tell my patients that fall allergies start right around Labor Day and they go until the first snowfall. So when kids start going back to school, we're in fall allergies.
The Carolina Asthma and Allergy Center says ragweed is one of the most notorious fall allergens. It usually sprouts up in August and is popular in Charlotte. Dr. Sandra Hong, an allergist with the Cleveland Clinic, says if you suffer from fall allergies, start allergy medication about 2 weeks before your symptoms normally begin. When you're coming in from outside, make sure to change your clothes, take a shower, and keep your windows shut to help prevent outdoor allergens from getting inside. If your allergies are really bad, Dr. Hong suggests seeing an allergist to figure out what is triggering the symptoms. Megan Bragg, WCNC Charlotte.
Already talking fall allergies.
I know. Do you get them bad here?
Not as bad fall, spring certainly,
Okay.
but usually not as bad as fall.
I never had allergies growing up in the Pacific Northwest ever, and there are tons of trees there. Then I moved to the South, and it is a whole different
A lot
game
of people,
here.
of course, we have a lot of transplants around here. A lot of people are shocked when they move here and they're like, whoa, I suddenly have allergies.
I do, and
Yeah.
they never go away, it seems
Yeah,
like, for
I
me.
know.
Kind of seems like how this rain has been.
Right.
It's been
Goodness
so
gracious.
steady. It's been just an abnormally weird start to the month of August. Temperatures right now, they're warm. We're mainly into the 60s and 70s, really, as we head throughout throughout our bus stop forecast today, as you probably sent those kids off to school already. By the time that they're coming home, it's going to be hot. Temperatures rising into the 80s, feeling like we're into the 90s. A high temperature could even top off at about 90 degrees. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's going to feel really quite hot because of that added humidity. Here's our satellite and radar. You can see it across the Carolinas. Scattered rain showers all across the place. I mean, not everyone is receiving them, but just scattered is really the key word here. Shelby, good morning to you. You have some light scattered rain showers coming down. The worst of the system is out of here. That very heavy rain, maybe some thunderstorms woke you or the kids up, maybe the dogs up this morning. Now we're still seeing a few pockets of heavier rain well east of Charlotte, passing through Wadesboro. If you're going to be heading out towards Rockingham, or if you're living in Rockingham and you're heading north, that's where we do have some ponding on those roads. Right now in Charlotte, the lighter the green, the lighter the rain. And that's what's on Doppler radar right now. So not a whole lot going on there, but we're not completely out of it quite yet. But Fort Mill, Rock Hill out there towards York County, good morning to you. Still seeing a few sprinkles popping up there. And then out towards I-85, Gastonia, through Kings Mountain, Belmont, Lowell, right up and down I-85 right here. That's where we do still have some heavier rain, even including parts of Mount Holly. Up in the mountains, good morning. You are actually dodging most of that heavy rain. It's really been south of I-85, and notice those rain chances, they'll continue to drop as we head throughout the next few hours. By mid-morning, early afternoon, showers are possible at times, but into the later half of the afternoon, that's where we will be watching radar to see if one of those sneaky summertime thunderstorms do pop up. It is very muggy. It has been incredibly sticky out there, and the humidity is not going anywhere. We do have those dew points in the 70s. That is very tropical-like. It's going to be into the upper 80s and low 90s as far as our daytime highs go. You can see that trend here, but with the added humidity, it's going to feel even hotter than that. We'll have more coming up, but Destiny, what's a few things that people need to know as they're heading out for their morning commute?
Well, it looks like the rain is not quite falling in South Charlotte, but right now we are still seeing the residual effects from that early morning rain, like this downed tree on Wendover Road near Providence Road. This is in Myers Park. It's going to affect a lot of people in South Charlotte, say traveling up north to get to Uptown, so just be aware of that. This line right here indicates the closure, and as you can see, there are a lot of backups around here just from people turning around and also taking some of the detours as well. So just a heads up, take Sharon Road, Randolph Road, whatever you can do to get around it. We also have some new crashes. This is on Independence Boulevard. We were starting to see the backups there. Now we have a confirmed crash. The shoulder is blocked and it's backed up to Albemarle Road. Another accident in this area, or an incident rather, disabled vehicle left lane blocked on Albemarle Road at North Sharon Amity Road. And then this is new. Sharon Amity Road south at Central Avenue. You can see the right lane blocked right there. We'll be right back after this break. Good morning, everyone. It is 7:56 right now. It's definitely an issue this morning in the South Charlotte area, this big tree. So this has been down since before 4 o'clock this morning. It's going to be a big cleanup in the Myers Park, South Charlotte area. This is Wendover Road near Providence Road. Now we have some issues now moving to the east, which is how this rain has been moving west to east. So right now we have a new accident, Independence Boulevard. Traffic is backed up to Albemarle Road here. Thankfully the accident has moved to the shoulder. Connecting to that, Albemarle Road west at North Sharon Amity Road, disabled vehicle with the left lane blocked. And then also on Sharon Amity Road south at Central Avenue, we have a right lane blocked as well. So a lot of issues now in the East Charlotte area, as well as on I-485 out east as well. Majestic, what is the forecast today?
Good morning, everyone. Let's take a look at Doppler radar this morning. Those strong storms from overnight and early this morning have now tapered off, but we are not done with those scattered rain showers. Still seeing them out there. A lot of the activity still south of I-85, tracking north and east out towards Albemarle. Good morning to you. Wadesboro out towards areas along I-73. Make sure you take it easy. Meanwhile, across Charlotte, we're starting to see lighter green, meaning lighter rain. We're not totally done with it, but hey, if you're heading along I-85 from Gastonia through Belmont, take it easy as we do have ponding across those roads. This afternoon, plan for 90s with a pop-up shower storm possible.
Streaming live right now at 8 o'clock here on WCNC Plus. I'm Ben Thompson, and we continue to follow breaking news in Monroe this morning, where your favorite restaurant or coffee shop may be closed this morning, all because of E. coli found in the water supply there. City officials discovered it during routine testing. State law requires Union County Public Health to temporarily shut down any business using city water until it's safe again. City has issued a boil water advisory for everybody this morning, but officials hope to lift it by midday. Until then, do not drink the water there unless it has been boiled. All right, turning back to your traffic this morning, where it's been a mess. Destiny.
Morning. You have a lot of issues, including this one just from the rain. Right now, this is at Wendover at Providence. Definitely a big issue for folks in the Myers Park, South Charlotte area. Right now, traffic is backed up to Vernon Drive. And I would say the biggest issue with this right now is just people running into it, and not literally, obviously, but people running into the blockage and then having to turn around. So you really want to plan a detour here. So if we look at the map, you can definitely see see where this is at. This is the indication of the blockage right here. And then I would advise taking any road that, travels north and south around it. So Sharon Road, Randolph Road. So right now, a lot of people are obviously trying to do that. So you still see a lot of congestion just around the blockage as people work around it. So just a heads up, the rain has been causing a lot of issues this morning. We also have a lane blockage at Kings Drive at East Boulevard, West Queens Road. Right now, not seeing a huge impact. This is the intersection right here, but still a lot of traffic going on around it. You can see right here on NC 16, we've got a little bit of slow traffic in that area, but some of these have been hanging around for more than an hour, so a lot going on. This is fairly new. This accident on Independence Boulevard West at Briar Creek Road. Traffic is backed up right now to Albemarle Road, so that is this long backup right here, stop and go traffic happening, and that's usually a heavily trafficked area. Disabled vehicle has the left lane blocked on Albemarle Road at North Sharon Amity Road, so another issue in East Charlotte. And then going back over to the other side of Uptown here, I-70 South at West Boulevard. This has just not been letting up. This is at exit 9A, so definitely a big issue if you're traveling south from North Charlotte and heading down south. If you're coming around Uptown, just be prepared for that accident. And I just learned that this is actually from the earlier crash this morning that we had. The shoulder is blocked at I-45 outer loop, but this is not from a new crash. This is still cleanup going on in the area. So in West Charlotte, this has been a big problem this morning. Just be aware that it is very slow getting around it. And looking at a wide view of our area, rain just across the Charlotte area, and that's been causing a lot of our issues. So just plan for plenty of time, especially over in Matthews and Mint Hill. That's where some ponding is showing up, and we started to get some congestion on I-45. Thankfully, though, no crashes that we're seeing in that area. Majestic, what is the forecast going forward?
All right, good morning, everyone. Let's get you going and ready for your Thursday. Yes, the big story, of course, were those strong storms that moved in early this morning, the localized flooding that we saw, but now things are starting to quiet down. Temperatures right now, if you're heading out the door, mainly into the 60s and 70s. Want to give you an update on what we're looking at as we switch it over to our Doppler radar. You can see it's all very scattered right now as far as that rainfall goes, and we're not really seeing that intense rain like we were earlier this morning. Now tracking north and east out of the Charlotte metro area. Couple of locations that I still have my eyes on right now. It's really going to be east of Wadesboro, up and down I-73. You can see that's where we do have some moderate pockets that could bring some localized flooding, maybe some ponding across those roads. And you know what to do. Just slow it down for that morning commute, because oftentimes, of course, if you're driving too fast, you could quickly hydroplane. Across Charlotte, though, you can still see a little bit of green popping up, meaning that some of us, we still do have some light scattered rain showers really right across the Uptown area. Keep this in mind. But as far as that heavy rain goes, right now, none is picking up on Doppler radar. However, along I-85 from Kings Mountain out towards Gastonia, Belmont, it's a little bit of a different story as rain is currently ongoing. And good morning to everyone waking up, starting your day with us out there towards the mountains in the foothills. It's overcast, and right now, no rain falling for you. We have seen some passing rain showers from Shelby through Lincolnton. All right, a few things to keep in mind. The worst of the rain, I think, is done and over with. We will have opportunities throughout the day, really at any point throughout the day, for a pop-up shower or even a thunderstorm. Some of those thunderstorms may form into the afternoon. They'll be very, very isolated in nature, and probably this afternoon, because that's when we're going to see a little bit of sunshine return, high temperatures, high humidity, the perfect ingredients for a thunderstorm to actually develop. This is what radar could look like around 4 o'clock. Maybe you're picking up the kids after school or you're heading home from work. Just keep a mindful eye out for it. Then there's 8 o'clock tonight, just after dinner time or so. Pretty quiet conditions as a whole. Tomorrow, we're heading into our Friday. Oh yeah, we're heading into the weekend, and Friday morning doesn't look too bad. Actually, a little bit of sunshine to start out the day, but kind of like clockwork, a few clouds will start to roll through, and we'll keep a close eye on Futurecast to see if any of those passing showers or storms do form, as they do have the possibility to. Have you noticed how muggy it's been. It's been very, very muggy, and unfortunately, it is not going anywhere. High humidity today, that'll be the trend into the weekend. Dew points into the 70s. Nobody's getting out of that. But in addition to just making it feel uncomfortable, making it feel sticky, it's also going to make our actual air temperatures feel even hotter than they already will be. Today, forecasting upper 80s, low 90s for a whole lot of us. Around 90 degrees here in Charlotte. A touch warmer for tomorrow. We'll drop down into the upper 80s on Saturday. And then here we go. Sunday and into Monday, above average temperatures return. But remember, with that high humidity, Ben, it is going to get really hot. 94 is what it will feel like around dinner time tonight. And then Friday, it's going to feel like we're back into the upper 90s, possibly low 100s when it comes to our heat index values. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll break down more of everything you need to be ready for that weekend forecast.
Just in case everybody thought summer was gone, it's not. Right now, federal agents rolling out a new campaign warning folks not to buy guns for somebody who can't legally buy one for themselves. What may seem like a quick favor could land you more than a decade behind bars. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane joins us now live explaining the message from federal agents and what's at stake for those who break the law. And Richard, we got to emphasize that you might be doing a friend a favor, but this is very much illegal.
That's absolutely correct, Ben. We also have to consider the fact that why would someone ask someone else to do a purchase? Usually because that person isn't legally allowed to do so. So take a look at this video. This is all part of a campaign. Both local agents as well as federal officials all working together to crack down on illegal gun purchases, especially those that are purchased for others. The Charlotte Federal Division of Tobacco, Alcohol, and Firearms and Explosives and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the West District has joined in with a number of agencies, including the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. They're launching a month-long public education campaign, which is aimed at stopping so-called straw purchases. You may be wondering, what are straw purchases? Well, these are cases where someone buys a firearm for another person who can't legally, and that's the important thing, legally own one. That's a federal felony, and that can mean you can spend up to 15 years in prison, and the fine, $250,000. The Lie, Don't Lie for the Other Guy campaign is now in its 25th year. It targets the Charlotte area with billboards, posters, radio spots, as well as online warnings that tell the residents about the serious penalties if someone were to make a straw purchase. Officials say the effort is designed to raise awareness among potential offenders and prevent guns from ending up in the wrong hands, something gun shop owner Larry Hyatt trains his staff on all the time.
Not a week goes by where we don't have someone suspicious buying a firearm. Well, we have meetings with the staff and do some scenarios, but you can tell it's the cell phone, don't know exactly what gun to buy, inappropriate gun, lack of information, who's in the car with them. I mean, it doesn't take long. There's probably 20 or 30 little signals that you can pick up on.
Yeah, and according to the statistics of justice, more than 40%, I should say, of illegal guns purchased or illegal guns that criminals get their hands on come from these straw purchases. We're right here in Charlotte. Richard Devane, we'll send it back to you.
And Richard, you could say that these people thinking they're doing a friend of a favor could spend up to a decade in prison?
That's absolutely correct. You can spend 15 years in prison, and that fine can be up to $250,000. But the most important thing to remember is that if you're buying a gun for somebody else, they could simply do it themselves unless they're not eligible to. So that's the most important thing to do. Let them buy that gun themselves. And if they can't, then they shouldn't have one, and you shouldn't be responsible because you'll be on the hook.
Exactly right. You don't know what they're going to do with it. All right, Richard Devane reporting live for us there. Yeah. Richard, thank you, sir. 8:10 here on WCNC Plus. We're back in just 2 minutes.
Good morning, everyone. We are traffic impact alert because the rain we had earlier this morning is causing a lot of issues. So if you're just tuning in with us, this is a major one in Myers Park. It's also affecting people traveling up from South Charlotte as well. Wendover Road near Providence Road, a downed tree since before 4 o'clock this morning. We have been talking about it all morning long. So you just want to make sure that you get a plan around this and just be aware of other trees, limbs, possible debris that could be in the roadway from all of this early morning rain as well. Thankfully, the rain's not falling right now, though, in this area. If we look at the map, we can see the closure. This is it right here. Some congestion as people run into it or try to get around it. Now let's go into some of the accidents this morning. Shoulder blocked on Independence Boulevard west at Briar Creek Road. We usually have a lot of congestion on Independence Boulevard anyway, so this is definitely not helping, but it's just in the shoulder right now, so that is good news. Going over to the west, this is from an earlier accident. Shoulder blocked at I-485 outer at Wilkinson Boulevard. So just a lot of congestion around the area and still that widespread rain. But according to Majestic, it's moving out of the area, hopefully.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Right now, really, the rain is just scattered all across, really, the Charlotte metro area, surrounding areas. Not everyone receiving the rain anymore, and really, that's going to be how it continues throughout the rest of the day. Continuing to taper off, tracking north and east out of our area right now. You can see from Albemarle towards Wadesboro, right through I-73. That's where the rain is a little bit more intense. Right now in Charlotte, it's mainly dry. We have some light scattered rain showers, mainly north and east of Uptown. So area roadways are probably still going to be wet, and you may even still encounter some ponding, so be careful there. But at this time, we're not seeing those heavy downpours like we were earlier this morning. Right along I-85, good morning to everyone out in Gastonia, Dallas. We do have some pockets of heavy downpours at this time, so be mindful as you're making that morning commute. Across the mountains and the foothills, things are looking all right at this time. So lingering rain, I'd say probably over the next hour, a lot of the rain's going to be out of here. But at any point today, we cannot rule out a pop-up shower or thunderstorm, especially this afternoon once that sunshine comes out, because I do think we'll have a nice mix of sun and clouds, but more sunshine, high temperatures, high humidity. It's really just the perfect ingredients for a thunderstorm to form. Be mindful of that this afternoon and this evening. And then as we're heading into tomorrow, not only is it Friday, but it seems like our Friday morning could actually start out sunny. Wouldn't that be a nice change? Into our Friday afternoon, temperatures get hot, and again, scattered rain showers, pop-up thunderstorms will be possible. Get ready for that heat and humidity today. It's going to feel like we're back into right around those mid-90s because of that peak of humidity. We'll have that full breakdown of the 7-day coming up here shortly.
All right, Majestic, thanks. 8:15 right now. Changes could be coming to your favorite Smithsonian museums. The White House is going to review material in some of those spaces to make sure that they align with what they call the president's view of history. Jessica Albert explains what we need to know about the president's audit of these museums.
We talked to people outside some of these museums that will be reviewed by the White House. Many of them expressed concerns that key pieces of history could be erased.
The ridiculousness of it evades description. History is history, and you can't change it to fit the plan of somebody who doesn't know what's going on.
In a letter addressed to the Secretary of the Smithsonian Institution, the White House laid out a plan that could alter several Smithsonian museums. Content in these 8 museums will be reviewed by the White House to make sure it fits with the president's vision ahead of the country's 250th birthday celebration next year. The letter says, quote, "This initiative aims to ensure alignment with the president's directive to celebrate American exceptionalism, remove divisive or partisan narratives, and restore confidence in our shared cultural institutions." One of the museums on the list is the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
I just want to come before the changes, if they do. Hopefully they don't. If the changes do occur, I just want to get, one last chance to go in here.
The McGinnis family from Pennsylvania brought their grandson to the National Museum of the American Indian.
History shouldn't follow an agenda. What happens, happens, and there are a lot of things that happen that we're not proud of.
This isn't the first time the president has targeted the Smithsonian museums. In March, he signed the Restoring Truth and Sanity to American History executive order, which called for the removal of, quote, improper ideology from the Smithsonian museums and National Zoo. News 4 spoke with a curator at the Air and Space Museum, another museum on the list sent out by the White House. He told us he just learned of the plan to do a review.
The curators, we are historians first, and we care deeply about just wanting to tell stories as accurately as possible in a way that is accessible for all Americans to come see.
The Smithsonian also put out a statement. It says the Smithsonian's work is grounded in a deep commitment to scholarly excellence, rigorous research, and the accurate, factual presentation of history. We are reviewing the letter with this commitment in mind and will continue to collaborate constructively with the White House, Congress, and our governing board of regents. According to the letter from the White House, the museums have 30 days to turn over information about their current exhibits. In about 120 days, the museums should begin implementing, quote, content corrections where necessary.
All right, 8:18 right now on WCNC Plus. We're back here in 2 minutes. .21 right now. This morning, a South Carolina trooper is dead just days after being hit by a box truck during a traffic stop in Orangeburg. Trooper Dennis Ricks was in the hospital for 4 days battling a severe brain injury and multiple broken bones in his lower back. Ricks, a member of Troop 7 since 2023, died Wednesday night. This morning, crews are working to clean up a wastewater spill reaching Lake Wiley. The overflow happened from a damaged pipe near Corridale Road. Nearly 400 gallons reached the lake. Now, officials using this incident to remind neighbors there to be careful what you put down your sink or in your toilet because it could cause overflows.
This morning, we have been having a lot of issues from the widespread rain, and this is one of them in South Charlotte. We've been continuing to talk about this downed tree that crews will have to work on cleaning up this morning. We don't know the estimated time that this road will reopen, but for right now, Wendover Road near Providence Road is closed, and there's a lot of congestion just around the closure as folks run into it and figure out they need to find another way around. So if you want to avoid that, I would say take Sharon Road, Randolph Road, anything you can to get around it in the South Charlotte Myers Park area. There will definitely be a way to get around this closure right here. So just a heads up there. And this has been down since before 4 o'clock this morning. We do have some crashes this morning if we can get into it. Oh, had a little bit of a slowdown there. An accident on Independence Boulevard West at Briar Creek Road. Traffic is backed up to Albemarle Road. This has been going on for a while now, so just a heads up if you're headed inbound into Uptown on Independence. This is from an earlier accident this morning, I-45 outer loop. So if you're headed down towards Pineville here in West Charlotte, the shoulder is blocked, but there might still be cleanup from an early morning accident, I believe from around 6 o'clock. This has been hanging around as well this morning up near Mountain Island and Lucia. NC 16 South at Lucia Riverbend Highway, a slowdown there from an accident. Majestic, what is our forecast for today?
Well, a lot of the heavy rain is now out of here. Now we're just back on track to scattered rain showers, light to moderate at times, kind of just depending on where you are, but I'm not seeing anything too majorly concerning. Here's the next 12 hours as far as where that rain is going to go. Really, those chances will drop, meaning that at any point throughout the day, it's not out of the question for a random pop-up shower or storm to form, especially this afternoon. So keep that in mind. A lot of it has to do with that added heat and humidity. Today, temperatures rising back into the upper 80s, low 90s. But wow, it has been very, very muggy. And the humidity, it's not going anywhere anytime soon, mainly into the 70s. So that just means it's very sticky, probably quite uncomfortable out there for many of you. And our daytime highs, yes, they're going to start to warm up, upper 80s, low 90s. But with such high humidity, with so much moisture in the air, it is going to make it feel even hotter than it already will be. Look at Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, feeling like 98 degrees for Charlotte as well as Rock Hill, 97 for Monroe. So find a nice way to stay cool. Want to give you an update about Tropical Storm Erin. This is our 5 a.m. advisory. Another one will come out at 11 o'clock this morning. Still moving west at 17 miles an hour, holding sustained winds at 50 miles an hour, continuing to track west towards areas like the Lesser Antilles, out towards Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic. But models are still trending that after it moves west, it will be our first named hurricane as soon as tomorrow, and then strengthening into a Cat 3 hurricane, not bringing any major impacts to the U.S.
Good morning, 8:26 this morning, and you may not be seeing rain right now, but you're still dealing with the impacts of it for sure. This is in South Charlotte. A fallen tree has Wendover Road blocked at Providence Road. The traffic is backed up to about Vernon Drive, and this is in the Myers Park area. This has been going on since before 4 o'clock this morning, so if you can find a way around it, this is the best thing to do to avoid a troubled morning commute. Now, we do have a couple of accidents this morning. Independence Boulevard West at Briar Creek Road, a huge backup here on Independence from this. So if you're headed inbound into Uptown, this is going to be a problem for you. Going over to the west now, this is from an earlier accident, shoulder blocked I-45 outer loop at Wilkinson Boulevard. So there was an earlier accident around West Boulevard here, mile marker 7, but because cleanup might still be going on, the shoulder is blocked and it's just causing a slowdown in West Charlotte. Now we'll send it over to Majestic Storm, who has a look at our forecast.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. Still seeing a lot of cloud coverage outside, but the heavy rain is out of here. Scattered rain showers continuing to move to the north and to the east, but again, not seeing any heavy pockets of rain at this time. As we head into the next few hours, rain chances continue to stay low. Could see a pop-up storm or even a shower as we head towards the afternoon and the evening. Temperatures today are cranking back up. We're rising back into the upper 80s, low 90s, a high around 90 degrees today in Charlotte. But because of that uptick in humidity, it's going to feel around those mid 90s today, even odd hotter as we're heading into tomorrow with upper 90s and low 100s for those feel-like temperatures.
Streaming live right now at 8:30 right here on WCNC Plus. I'm Ben Thompson. Let's go to live pictures right now over 45. And it has been a messy commute out there. Roads starting to dry up from what they were like, say, an hour or two ago. Later this morning, State Highway Patrol kicking off a new effort called Interstate 45 Alive to crack down on dangerous driving. It comes just 3 weeks after a deadly crash that killed 6 people on Interstate 45. WCNC Charlotte's Bria Smith now joins us live in the studio with more. Bria?
That's right, Ben. Well, the 90-day campaign aims to create a positive change in the behavior of drivers on the interstate and ultimately reduce deadly accidents. On July 26th, 2 cars were found trapped under a tractor trailer on Walker's Ferry Road. It's when law enforcement say a family, including 3 young children and 2 adults, died at the scene. 16-year-old Logan Paul Sawyer was driving a Honda CR-V when he veered into the Chrysler van carrying the family. Sawyer was also killed. Only 1 person involved in the accident survived the crash. The tragic event spiked a federal investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board. It's why the traffic enforcement effort will include increased trooper presence on I-485, coordinated enforcement projects with CMPD and the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office, plus more.
They was good kids. I mean, real good kids, and like I say, I'm gonna miss them real bad.
Now, the campaign kickoff is expected to be held at 10 a.m. at the Mecklenburg County State Highway Patrol office. Ben?
All right. Appreciate that, Bria. Thank you. All right, turning back to your traffic, speaking of, and it has been a messy one out there, including this live picture, Destiny, the situation over on Wendover.
Yeah, definitely. This is obviously from all the rain that we've been getting. It really makes the ground soggy and saturated, and trees like this will fall, and it's especially bad if they're older trees as well. So this is going to be a problem for folks in South Charlotte. It has been for most of the morning. This was first reported on the map around 3:48 a.m., so just before 4 o'clock. We do have this fallen tree that is causing the backup to have people turn around, so you're going to have to find a detour around this area. And that just doubled in orange. So a lot of people having to turn around right here on the road itself on Wendover. So on Providence. So you'll want to take perhaps Randolph, which is on the other side there. It's hard to see a little bit with the green on the green, but Sharon Road as well is another road that you can take to go up north. So just be aware of some slowdowns as people try to navigate those detours. I am happy to say that we've had a lot of shrinkage of the accidents on our map this morning, but still a lot of congestion. So while things have cleared, still some backups. We do have a new accident though in Belmont. This is Wilkinson Boulevard East at Lakewood Road. Traffic backed up to Wesleyan Drive. Right now that's causing some red backups there. So that's in Belmont. But for the most part, we just have congestion, but accidents have mostly cleared. Just be aware with that rain that may be still in the area. And Majestic can talk all about that.
Good morning, everyone. Let's start with this. A live camera look outside. A whole lot of clouds. This is coming in from Dallas, but it is way up in elevation. A lot of cloudy skies, though, really, no matter where you're starting out your day. However, I do think we'll get a little sunshine as we're heading into the afternoon. Want to show you another spot. Monroe, you've had some strong storms early this morning. A lot of it is now tapering off to the north and to the east, but at this point, still a whole lot of clouds. Here's our satellite and radar, so you can see those scattered rain showers. That's all they are right now, scattered rain. We do not have any more widespread rain. We also do not have any more storm activity or heavy, intense downpours. So we are making some progress there. As far as the rain goes, we're not 100% out of it. We will have typical chances throughout the daytime hours, really at any point, for a pop-up shower or storm to form, even into the afternoon, because today we'll have more sunshine, higher temperatures, higher humidity. It's really the perfect ingredients for a pop-up afternoon thunderstorm. High temperatures today, oh yes, they are going to be hot. So if you work outside of the elements, make sure you're mindful. Summer is returning. Upper 80s, low 90-degree temperatures today, but with that added humidity, it's going to make it feel around 94 this afternoon. Definitely feeling hot. And then heading into tomorrow for our Friday, I think it's actually going to be really quite beautiful, especially the first half of the day, but man, it's going to be hot. Feeling like we're back into the upper 90s, possibly some low 100-degree feel like temperatures. Remember, that won't actually be the temperature, but what it will feel like if you're going to be out and about. So keep that in mind. It has been very muggy this week, and that humidity, it's not going anywhere. It's just going to turn up a little bit more. This weekend, you can see our dew points into the mid-70s. That means not only it feels sticky, but it's just going to make it feel hotter than it actually is. Giving you an update on Tropical Storm Erin. This is now our 5th named storm of the hurricane season, and it's likely going to be our first hurricane of this season as soon as tomorrow. It is forecasted to strengthen into a Category 3 hurricane. Notice, though, it's still very far away from the United States, still moving west at 17 miles an hour. It's forecasted to move towards the Lesser Antilles, out towards Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, but a lot of our models are still indicated once it hits that area, it then starts to curve up to the north and to the east, so not making landfall across the United States. Great news there, but I think we will still have very dangerous surf as we're heading into early next week. So make sure if you live out there, if you have land out there, if you have a house out there, or maybe you're heading to the beach, it's not going to be great conditions because of how high those waves are also going to be. Temperatures over the next couple of days feeling much more summer-like compared to this week. Upper 80s, low 90s, hot and muggy with scattered showers and storms possible still today, still tomorrow, and then they really do lessen as we head towards the weekend.
All right, we're back here in 2 minutes right here on WCNC Plus.
Good morning, everyone. If you're just tuning in with us on WCNC Plus, we are traffic impact alert because of this rain causing issues across the Charlotte area. This tree has been down since before 4 o'clock this morning in the Myers Park area, Wendover Road near Providence Road. So a big cleanup ahead. No word yet on when it will reopen, but you'll definitely want to plan a detour to get around this. If we look at the map, you can see exactly where this closure is. Right now, traffic is backed up to about Vernon Drive. So that is going to be an issue for folks just turning around as they run into that blockade. But I created some arrows for you to try to get around this. So Sharon Road is one detour option. We also have Randolph Road on the other side. Just a little bit of congestion as folks try to find a way around this, but you shouldn't have any issues once you get onto the other side of Wendover. Providence Road, of course, a very busy road coming from South Charlotte into the uptown area, so you just want to plan for that this morning. And again, it could extend throughout most of the day. An accident is brand new right here in the Belmont area. Wilkinson Boulevard east at Lakewood Road, backed up to Wesleyan Drive / Market Street. You can see the backup right here. Definitely some issues. We do have fewer accidents now. We had a whole lot of accidents pop up as this rain was moving through, but now it has diminished greatly in terms of serious accidents. But now we can touch on some that have still been in the area, but less severe. In North Charlotte, a hit and run accident has been on the map since about 7:30 this morning, but it hasn't caused huge backups. This is at Sunset Road at I-77. It's actually more at Reams Road, which comes alongside at 77 here. And you can see a little bit of yellow. It's just a medium traffic impact, but hit and runs are never good, of course. Highland Avenue at Robinson Church Road is another accident from this morning, so just be aware of that. And again, still slow congestion just across the map, especially I-77 going south past Uptown. Just a lot of congestion in a couple of areas, but thankfully no serious accidents to report except for that one in Belmont. Now let's go to Majestic Storm with our forecast.
Good morning, everyone. Another gloomy start to the day. Not the most beautiful day, that's for sure. Cloudy skies, but at this point we are just looking at cloudy conditions and light scattered rain showers out there. Another live camera shot taking you up to Dallas, but also taking you high in the sky. Look above all of the clouds. We're starting to see a little bit of clear skies starting to make their way. And I do think that by this afternoon, we will have our fair share of sunny skies. Another live camera shot coming in from Monroe. Good morning. You guys had some loud thunderstorms early this morning. And again, Doppler radar now just showing that we no longer have storms out there and we no longer have any big problems. Just some hit and miss showers at this point. Nothing we're not used to. As far as the rest of the day goes, if you have anything that you're doing that's outside, I still need you to be ready for a random pop-up shower or storm, but that's nothing that we're not used to across the Carolinas. Even into the afternoon, as that sun starts to come out, we still do have a small chance for more sunshine, high humidity, and high temperatures leading to these pop-up storms. It's actually the perfect ingredients for it all to happen. And then by tonight, here's about 8 o'clock, pretty quiet for most of us. Could still see a little bit of storm activity well north of Charlotte. Tomorrow morning, we're heading into our Friday, and at this point, I think we'll finally have a morning where I can say, all right, you need your sunglasses. It is going to be a beautiful start to the day, and then by Friday afternoon, fewer clouds will mix into the area with those passing rain showers. Only about a 30 to 40% chance of that, though. High temperatures today, that's really going to be the big story tomorrow. It's going to start to get a little hotter. Summertime is not over. Upper 80s, low 90s today, but because the humidity is so high and will stay high through the weekend, it's going to feel even hotter than our actual air temperatures. Mid-90s is what it's going to feel like as we're heading into the evening time hours tonight, around dinner time or so. And then tomorrow, it's going to feel like we're around 98 degrees by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Ben.
All right. Majestic, thanks. 8:43 right now on WCNC Plus, and trying to figure out school start dates here in North Carolina is trying to figure out sort of like your kids' long division homework. Cabarrus County started Monday. Gaston started yesterday. CMS starts in less than 2 weeks. State law says all those schools should be starting on the same day, but more and more districts are willing to break that law. Teachers at this pep rally in Concord literally dancing with excitement just days before class started this week.
I love Cabarrus County County because I think they really are teacher focused. I think they do a lot to support us and they give us a lot of autonomy in our classroom, which I think is a really big deal.
Summer Espinoza is this year's North Carolina Beginning Teacher of the Year. She teaches kindergarten at Odell Primary School in Cabarrus County. It's one of roughly a dozen districts in our area starting classes ahead of the state mandated date. Why is that important for you?
And what we've seen is academically our kids are performing better under this schedule than they were under the old schedule, which is really the key point we were trying to make from the get-go.
If it's better for student performance, why does the state care? Well, in 2012, tourism groups lobbied lawmakers to ban most schools from starting until roughly the last week of the month. A longer summer has meant a big boost for businesses, especially those along the coast and in the mountains. Has the state said anything to you guys about it?
The state keeps us aware that they're not in agreement with our start.
Still, teachers like Summer say starting early and finishing the semester before winter break just makes sense for students and staff.
I love it because I think at this point in the summer, we're kind of ready to get back.
Some Mooresville neighbors breathing a sigh of relief this morning now that a multi-billion-dollar data center is no longer coming to the Earnhardt property. Yesterday, the mayor said the developer scrapped plans for the controversial project. The plan sparked a lot of pushback. Some folks putting up signs across town, even launching a website to fight back.
We want growth, but we want responsible growth. And anybody that's seen what has happened in Charlotte and the surrounding cities for the last few years has seen that it's gotten a little out of control.
The Mooresville mayor says he wasn't surprised by the decision to scrap the project given how much pushback it's gotten. 8:45 right now. We're back in 2 minutes right here on WCNC Plus. Back now at 8:48 here on WCNC Plus, and we're following some breaking news out on the West Coast. Live pictures here. This is just north of Los Angeles. Firefighters battling a wildfire along Interstate 5. You can see the active search and active situation happening right now. The King Fire burning at this point about 400 acres near Smoky Bear Road. Again, this is north of Los Angeles. As we know right now, one recreational park in the area is sheltering in place. An evacuation warning has been placed in other areas. No mandatory evacuation orders are in place, but nearby residents being warned to prepare to evacuate in case they need to. Again, all this unfolding just north of Los Angeles, about 400 acres in all. All right, Back here at home, kids starting to head back to school, meaning fall is nearly here, and so are fall allergies. WCNC Charlotte's Megan Bragg looks the everyday impact of starting certain medications early so you can get ahead of your autumn sniffles.
According to the American College of Asthma and Immunology, fall allergies can start in late August or early September and last until November. So how can you get a head start on allergy season?
As kids head back to school, be sure to pack those tissues.
I typically tell my patients that fall allergies start right around Labor Day and they go until the first snowfall. So when kids start going back to school, we're in fall allergies.
The Carolina Asthma and Allergy Center says ragweed is one of the most notorious fall allergens. It usually sprouts up in August and is popular in Charlotte. Dr. Sandra Hong, an allergist with the Cleveland Clinic, says if you suffer from fall allergies, start allergy medication about 2 weeks before your symptoms normally begin. When you're coming in from outside, make sure to change your clothes, take a shower, and keep your windows shut to help prevent outdoor allergens from getting inside. If your allergies are really bad, Dr. Hong suggests seeing an allergist to figure out what is triggering the symptoms. Megan Bragg, WCNC Charlotte.
But don't get it twisted. We still have plenty of summer left. I don't want to give people any false hopes.
I mean, people were pretty convinced after a couple of weeks of
I
what
know,
we've
I know.
had. They're putting up their fall decorations.
Yeah, that's right. False fall. We'll probably see another one too.
Yeah, it's going to be hot, really, as we're heading into the next few days.
Right.
Upper 80s, low 90s, but that added humidity, I mean, I'm not kidding. It's going to be noticeable for everyone. It's going to feel like we're back into the mid to upper 90s. Here's a live camera shot coming in from Dallas, way up high in the sky. You can see all the clouds, but up above it, starting to see some nice peaks of some sunshine. Meanwhile, out in Monroe, cloudy, overcast skies. A lot of the rain, though, that may have woken you up early this morning. Those loud thunderstorms have now tapered off to the east of us, and now we just have some scattered rain showers out there. Not completely done with it, but for the most part, I don't think we're going to have really those widespread heavy downpours like what we saw this morning. A lot of shower and storm activity this morning, mainly south of I-85, but this is what's going on right now, so surely making some improvements. Now, area roadways may be a little wet, but a lot of areas in Charlotte, you don't currently have rain falling. You can see throughout the day today, we will have the opportunity at any point for a pop-up shower or storm. Keep this in mind because this afternoon, we'll actually have some opportunity for some sunshine. But when you add sunshine, high heat, high humidity, it's all the perfect ingredients for a pop-up thunderstorm to actually form. And a lot of our models are picking up on that. There's about 5 o'clock around dinner time or so. They'll be very isolated, so just localized. One of those weird weather days again where, you know, one neighborhood could have that random downpour while the next neighborhood over has sunny skies. And then as we're heading into tomorrow for our Friday, starting out the day with a little sunshine, should be nice. We haven't had a nice sunny morning for a couple of days now, so that should be nice. And then again, Friday afternoon and evening, possibility of some passing showers and thunderstorms, but that will not be widespread. Highs today, again, back into the upper 80s, low 90-degree temperatures. Nice mix of sun and clouds this afternoon, but because of the humidity that I'm already feeling outside this morning, it's going to feel like we're into the mid-90s around 4 or 5 o'clock tonight. And then as we're heading into Friday, getting even worse, back into the upper 90s. So make sure you have a nice way to stay cool. Make sure you're taking care of young kids, elderly adults, anyone who's sensitive to the heat, because that's going to set the tone for a hot weekend ahead. Here's my 7-day forecast right here. Storm and shower chances, we have them today and tomorrow. They go down for Saturday, so if you're heading out to the Charlotte FC game, 88 degrees, sunny skies. Just watch for those storms. They can be tricky. And then Sunday looks pretty nice as well. All right, Destiny, how's the area roadways? Improving, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it has improved. We have not been seeing many serious crashes popping up in a speedy fashion like it was earlier when the rain was actively falling. But as you can see here, we've got some action going on at this down tree on Wendover Road near Providence Road. A lot of people having to turn around because of this down tree. It's causing a lot of congestion in the Myers Park, South Charlotte area. So just a heads up for folks in this area. If we go to the map, we can definitely see what is going on. This is the closure right here. It is Providence at Wendover Road. So a lot of people people are taking Sharon Lane, Sharon Amity, all very high trafficked areas. I did see there was one minor crash at Randolph and Sardis, which is in the corner here. So just be aware as people are trying to navigate this, there's some impatient people and it might cause some accidents in the area. But right now there's some clearance on Sharon Road as well as Randolph in general. But I'm sure there's some closures that are making it difficult for people. Right now we have a full picture of the rain in our area, some congestion across the area, but in terms of crashes, our newest one is on I-485 Outer at Albemarle Road. The left lane is blocked there.
Destiny, thanks. As we go to break, a reminder, we need your help finding our next hometown hero. With the help of Charlotte area Hyundai dealers, we're recognizing an everyday hero, somebody who goes above and beyond. Maybe it's at your church, maybe it's your kid's school, maybe it's at neighborhood meetings. You let us know. Whatever they do to make the community a better place. Head on over to WCNC.com/hometown hero between now and the 17th, just a few days away, to nominate somebody. And if they win, they're going to brand new 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe. All right, folks, keep it right here on WCNC Plus. Up next, Nick Sturdivant's going to take over our live impact news stream. He's going to have all the breaking events as they happen. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus.
Good morning, everyone. It's 8:56, and we've been dealing with a lot of issues this morning, including a fallen tree in South Charlotte. South Wendover Road at Providence Road is closed right now, so you may want to find another way around this. And there's a lot of congestion in the area as people try to detour around this. So in Myers Park, South Charlotte, just plan for extra time to try to detour around this fallen tree. We also have a new accident. The left lane is blocked out in East Charlotte, just north of Mint Hill, I-485 Outer at Albemarle Road. This is the backups that we're seeing from that right now. Not growing very much, but still a problem. We also have an accident, Wilkinson Boulevard East at Lakewood Road. This is in Belmont. Majestic.
All right, good morning, everyone. Cloudy skies out there, but now just watching lingering rain showers. The heavy rain and those thunderstorms, they are out of here. You can see our satellite and radar looks much better compared to just a few hours ago. Watch for a little bit of hit and miss rain. Otherwise, temperatures today, they're getting hot. Low 90s today, feeling though like we're into the mid 90s this afternoon because it'll be humid. Have a great day.